Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Travel Plays YouTube channel. Today is Sunday, September 8th, and I'm back breaking down a few more plays in the MLB for Sunday baseball. It's got to compete with football now over the weekend. I don't think it's a fair battle, but I'm going to try to pick some winners for you guys this weekend. We're going to stay in this series between the Pittsburgh Pirates going up against the Nationals because I love everything about that series right now. And then the best play of the day is going to be a match between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Houston Astros. Four more player props, with the two best player props being towards the end of the video. Hope everybody enjoys their Sunday, and let's break down some ball. All right, guys, getting this graphic for Saturday night, 11 p.m. right now. Little reverse what we want. 0-3 in the best bets, 3-0 on the graphic plays. Giants Padres really never had a chance. I think it was 3-2 pretty early in that game. Logan Webb and Dylan Cease did not have their stuff tonight, so that one did not cash. Marcell Ozuna did not record a hit against the Blue Jays. Jose Barrios, by the way, really good tonight. I think he only allowed 2 hits through about 7 innings or 8 innings. Aaron Nola, no chance against Miami. He was horrible in that game as well. I think he gave up 4 or 5 runs before the third inning was over. Pirates' first 5 minutes and a half against the Nats got the job done before the Nats took the game away from the Pirates late in the game. James Wood over 1.5 bases, 2 base hits. Manny Machado over 1.5 bases against the Giants, 2 base hits. So 3-3 total, 0-3 on the best bets. Not good for the graphic leaderboard here. 0-1 on the game pick, 0-2 on the player props. Still 13 games above 500 since the All-Star break. Got to try to do better today, and I know you guys are probably tired of this series, but for the first play, Pirates and Nationals again, I won't lie. I really like putting this game up in the background as I'm watching football. I've done it the last 3 days. I'm not really rooting for the Nats to win, even though they are my favorite team. I've actually been trying to bet against them over the last several games after the trade deadline, but I'm not going to do that in this game. I'm going to take them to score a lot of runs. I'm going to take the over 8.5 run score between the two teams. The Pirates have been pretty good in this series, putting up runs, and they put up a few runs early on Mitchell Parker yesterday. I'm looking for them to do the exact same thing here against Patrick Corbin. Patrick Corbin, all of a sudden, has been really good pitching over the last 4 games. Not entirely sure what's changed, but he has been able to go 4+ innings in 5 consecutive games, giving up just 5 runs over the last 4. He has been going up against a couple poor teams, including the Angels, Marlins, and Rockies, but he's also gone up against the Yankees and the Phillies, giving up just 2 runs combined in those 2 games. So he's actually been pitching pretty well, but I think all things have to come to an end at some point because he's just not a good pitcher. He's coming in with a 5.41 ERA, 1.52 whip. Even though he has been good over the last couple games, it really hasn't helped out his numbers. The only game that I didn't watch Patrick Corbin over the last 4 was against the Marlins, and in that game he gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and that was his last start. I do think he's going to struggle in this game. The Pirates, like I said before, they've been pretty good in the series, putting up some runs, and the Pirates are going to be throwing out their rookie. They've got a whole bunch of young talent in that rotation. This time it's going to be Jared Jones, who's coming in with a 3.91 ERA and a 1.14 whip. The only downside that Jared Jones has had since he's got on the mound for the Pirates has been he has these blow-up games. It happens to every starting pitcher, I know that, but it feels like for Jared Jones, it happens quite a bit. I really like his arm. I think he's going to be really good, but he has given up 3+ runs in 6 of the last 10 games that we've seen him in. I think this game is set up for the over. We're not getting a huge number either. Usually when Patrick Corbin's on the mound, we see this at like over 10 runs. I like my chances here at over 8.5. So give me the over 8.5 as the play. For the player prop on the screen, I'm just going to keep smashing James Wood. I think he's one of our best players. CJ Abrams, he's been really struggling, but James Wood has continued to be really good for us. He's a rookie left fielder. He's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of power, and going up against right-handed pitching, he's one of our best hitters, having nearly a 280 batting average going up against right-handed pitching this season. He hasn't been in the league for that long, only about 2 months now, and he has been one of our most dynamic players since being here. He's really good. He's got a lot of extra base hits, making a lot of plays, turning ground balls in the infield into singles, which I love to see. I like him in this game for a couple more base knocks, over 1.5 bases as the play there. For the best play of the day, we're going to be looking at the Arizona Diamondbacks going up against the Houston Astros. These two teams yesterday put up a lot of runs between the two of them, and I think we're going to see the exact same thing today. I took the over in the first game. I'm taking the over in the second game. It's a overs kind of day in the MLB. We're going to have the perfect pitching matchup to do it with Ray Nelson on the mound for the Diamondbacks, Justin Verlander back on the mound for the Houston Astros. Everybody knows how I feel about Justin Verlander. I think Justin Verlander is a Hall of Fame pitcher, one of the best we've ever seen, but he's over the hill, and he's actually towards the bottom of the hill, just using a cane to get around nowadays at the bottom of that hill. He's coming in with a 4.52 ERA, 1.31 whip, giving up 4+ runs in 4 of the last 5 games going up against the Cardinals, Angels, Phillies, and Reds. In his last game going up against Cincinnati, he gave up 5 runs, 8 hits. He walked 4 people in the process, and he now has given up 7+ hits in 4 of the last 5 games. His curveball, it's a complete meatball. It looks really good coming in, nice and over the top, middle every time. If you pick it up right out of the hand, it's going to be a home run every time. For Nelson and the Diamondbacks, he's been better over the last 5 games, going 6+ innings in 5 consecutive, but he's also given up 2+ runs in 4 of the 5. He's coming in with a 4.15 ERA, 1.26 whip. So we have both the guys on the mound with over 4 ERA, both of them on the season. Both of these teams are good hitting teams as well. The Diamondbacks, best hitting team in baseball. Astros are top 10. I like a lot of runs to be scored. Over 8.5 runs as the play. For the player props on the screen, we're going to be taking the left-hander, Corbin Carroll, to go over 1.5 bases against Justin Verlander. The Diamondbacks, they've been dealing with a lot of injuries, and Corbin Carroll, before the All-Star break, he was hitting in the 7th spot because he's been struggling this season. They've now brought him back up to the 1 spot because he had to fill in for Ketel Marte. He's been doing a really good job back at the top of this order. This is going to be a right-handed pitcher, and Justin Verlander, he has given up 7+ hits in 4 of the last 5 games with Corbin Carroll coming in, hitting well against the right side compared to the left. He's also shown a lot of power over the last month, so it's not out of the question that we see one of those Verlander curveballs and Carroll just sits on it and sends one out to right field. I do like him, though, to rip one down the line this game for over 1.5 bases as the play there. Let's go over to the best player props of the day. Need a 2-0 sweep here on the player props. Had a really bad player prop day yesterday. For the best player prop of the day, Guardians going up against the Dodgers. One of the best players in baseball. I think Ohtani's going for the 50-50 season. Ohtani, over 1.5 bases going up against Tanner Bybee. Looking at the numbers for Tanner on the season, he's been pretty good, coming in with a 3.56 ERA and a 1.12 WHIP over the last couple games, though he has been struggling a little bit. He was able to bounce back just a smidge against the Royals in his last game, but if you take a look at the previous 2 games, he gave up 8 hits in both of those games, gave up 4+ runs in both those games going up against the Royals and the Rangers. Like I said in my last video, I don't care how many runs he gives up. I'm just looking for the amount of hits he gives up, and giving up 8+ hits in back-to-back games, that's something that caught my eye for these batter props. He's also given up 6+ hits in 4 of the last 6 games, so he's very vulnerable right now, giving up a lot of hits. We have Ohtani in this game, who's going up against right-handed pitching, might be the best hitter in baseball. Going up against the right side, I'll throw in Aaron Judge and Bobby Witt Jr., but he's hitting right-handed pitching, 307 on the season, 63 extra base hits, and we're going to see the fastball and the slider a lot in this game, over 60% of the time. Those are his 2 favorite pitches to hit, 271 against the fastball, 300 against the slider, and against that slider, he's got a slug percentage of 811. If he gets a slider anywhere over the plate, it's going to be a home run, over 1.5 bases as the play there. For the pitching prop tonight, we're going to be looking at one of my favorite guys, one of your favorite guys as a channel. Give me Miles McCollum, over 2.5 runs allowed, and I know that he's going up against the Mariners, but if you've been watching this guy over the last couple games, he's been getting hit, and he's been getting hit hard, and it's been early and often in these games. He's had 1 fluke start against the Brewers, sandwiched in between all these bad games, but he's now gone 6 of the last 7 games, giving up 3+ runs. That's brought his ERA up to 5.27. Him and Patrick Corbin, they're fighting for one of the worst ERAs on the season. In his last game, he went up against the Yankees, only going 4 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them being earned. And the worst part about all of this is that he's just giving up these runs off of hits and walks. Not a lot of home runs given up. He has given up some home runs, but only 4 over the span of 7 games. So that's actually not too bad for him. The numbers that we've been seeing have just been him giving up way too many hits, 6+ hits in 9 of the last 10 games. We do have one of the worst hitting teams in this game going up against one of the worst pitchers in baseball, and I'm going to take the bats because the Mariners, they have shown some life over the last week, and this team, they're also really good at hitting the fastball and the sinker. Those are 2 of Miles McCollum's best pitches that he throws. I think the Mariners have been decent over the last couple weeks as well, and Miles, he's been one of the worst arms in baseball, even worse than Patrick Corbin over the last month. So I'm going to take him in this game, over 2.5 runs at the play. Let's go take a look at the recap graphic here. We've got the Pirates and the Nats over 8.5 runs. Brian Reynolds over 1.5 base against the Nats. That's going to be James Wood over 1.5 base against the Pirates. Corbin Carroll over 1.5 base against the Astros. Over 8.5 runs between the D-backs and the Astros. Shohei Ohtani over 1.5 bases against the Guardians. And then Miles McCollum over 2.5 runs going up against the Mariners. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Sunday, September 8th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.